Hi, it's BrokeBob CirclePants, and in this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about call options. But first, here's a disclaimer. I am not a financial expert. Heck, I am not even a fry cook. I am BrokeBob. Whatever I say in this video is purely for entertainment purposes. I am not responsible for what you do and your outcome. Investing and trading, especially with options, involves risk. So do your own due diligence before you start trading and understand the risk involved. Do not listen to BrokeBob if you have no idea what you're doing, or if you cannot handle losing money. Don't end up like BrokeBob. Okay, with that out of the way, let's begin. First, I'm going to give you the definition of a call option. Then I'll break down the components of a call option using the most popular degenerate platform, Robinhood. And you'll see examples as I go over it, and as I try to explain the terminology and lingo, such as the current stock price, what does it mean to be in the money, out of the money, the expiration date, strike price, and the premium. And lastly, I'll go over the difference between buying and selling a call option with an example using my friend Squidward. First, the definition. According to Investopedia, for options on stocks, call options give the holder the right to buy 100 shares, and I have to emphasize 100 shares, of a company at a specific price, known as the strike price, up until a specified date, known as the expiration date. Well, that sounds like a lot of... So let's break it down simpler using what our ape brain can understand by opening up Robinhood and take a look. I like to think of these call option contracts as, for example, leasing a car, and you'll see why as I explain more. In a nutshell, you own the car only for a certain time before you have to return it and have to pay a certain amount to own it during that duration. I'm going to use Microsoft for an example because we all know Microsoft. Now, in the middle of the screen, we see the current stock price. This changes daily every second. Right now, the current price is $293.43. That's fairly simple to understand. You can buy one share of Microsoft for the current price of $293.43 today, right now. Prices below the current stock price for call options are considered in the money, and prices above the current stock price for call options are considered out of the money. On the top of the screen are different dates. Some are coming up pretty soon. This first one is this Friday. The next one is next Friday, and so on. You see different tabs appear weekly. That means that this Microsoft stock has weekly options. These different dates are known as the expiration dates, and it is exactly as it sounds. This date is the date that your contract expires. Now, on the left of the screen, you see different prices. These prices are called the strike price. This strike price is a price that the owner of the contract would buy the stock at. So, for example, if you own a call option for, say, $250, but the current stock price is $293.43, then no matter the price before or at the expiration date, the owner of the contract has the ability to buy the stock at $250. So even if the current stock price is $1,000, the owner of the contract can buy it for only $250. Even if the stock price is, say, $10, the owner has the ability to buy it at $250. You can see why sometimes it could be an advantage or disadvantage of owning this contract. The owner of the contract can buy 100 shares of Microsoft at $250, meaning they'd only have to spend $25,000 if they decide to exercise this contract. It would be great if the current stock price before expiration date was, say, $1,000, because then they wouldn't have to spend 1,000 times 100 or $100,000, and not so great if the stock price was, say, $10, or they wouldn't have to spend $10,000, because why would any sane person with a brain want to spend $25,000 by exercising the contract when they can buy it for $10,000 if ever the current stock price is $10. And on the right of the screen, you see different prices. This is known as the premium. You can see higher prices like $4.08, $2.32 below the current stock price, and $1.16 and 54 cents above the current strike price. You get higher prices if it is in the money and lower prices if it is out of the money. And even though it may say $1.16, since one contract contains 100 shares, it means that the buyer of this call contract or seller of this call contract will either pay or receive $116 and not $1.16. So basically, look at the price on the right and just multiply that by 100. So now that you know the components and the lingo, how does that really tie into buying a call? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go and buy a call option from Squidward, tying everything we've learned so far. So this is my neighbor Squidward. He's a pretty boring person. He bought Microsoft when he was just a fetus and owned it ever since. He owns 100 shares of Microsoft and has the ability to sell a call of Microsoft. We are going to buy the call for Microsoft from him. In order for us to get out of this rut that we're in and get out of bankruptcy, we want Microsoft to skyrocket to Mars. We want Microsoft shares to be $1,000 by tomorrow. We want to be able to buy it at $250 when the current cost of the stock is $1,000. And we are going to pay a premium to own this piece of paper, otherwise known as a call contract. So this piece of paper will cost the number on the right side, the premium amount. So you see how I will pay $116 for the premium since I am the buyer of this call. I technically will own 100 shares of Microsoft now, and I only paid $116. This is known as leverage. I don't have enough money to buy 100 shares of Microsoft outright today because that will cost $29,343. So instead, I paid a premium to lease 100 shares of Microsoft for the time being up until the expiration date. Let's actually choose a different expiration date, 1 week from now. So August 27. I'm choosing out 1 week because I need to go spread some rumors. Spreading rumors might take a while, but once I start the fire, it should spread by next week. All I gotta do is badmouth Squidward and maybe lie about Microsoft and say it's the best thing ever since the Krabby Patty. Notice how the further out the expiration date, the higher the premium price. So the more time I get to spread some rumors, the higher the price or the premium that I have to pay. But of course, I don't have all the time in the world, and I only got like $500 for my job, so that's all I can really afford. So I will spend my last like $500 to buy a call on Microsoft with a strike price of $295, expiring August 27, hoping that Microsoft shares will go past my strike price of $295 and past the premium that I will have to spend to own this contract. That means, in order for me to break even, Microsoft shares have to be at $297.26 for me to cover the initial cost of buying 100 shares, which is $295 per share times 100 shares, and the premium amount that I spent, which is $226 total. For Squidward, since he is selling a call, that means he is putting up for auction or leasing his 100 shares of Microsoft to me, the buyer. His 100 shares of Microsoft is basically on the line. If the Microsoft shares are over the strike price, he's missing out on the rocket ship to Mars. The buyer or the owner of the call contract is on the rocket ship, and the seller of the call is just left watching on the sidelines. The only thing that Squidward got was the premium amount that he received when he sold the call. Think of it as him selling the ticket to the rocket ship to Mars. Yes, he received $226 worth of premium selling his ticket, but overall, we don't know if the rocket ship will even launch. The risk for me, BrokeBob, is that the rocket ship won't launch and I just spent $226 on a broken rocket ship. And the risk for Squidward is that the rocket ship does launch and he's missing out on all the gains. Now, I hope that helps you understand what call options are. There are a lot more strategies out there, and I hope to be covering all of them in the near future. If you like the video, go like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see all your broke butts here in the next video.